Hello, Ireland travelers. My name is Christian Ollie. I'm the program director for Oklahoma Study Abroad. I apologize that I couldn't be there today with you. We have a very busy schedule this summer, so we have to do the orientation materials, all the pre-trip information via video and through the electronic materials that I'm going to send you in your email. If you're already watching this video, you've already received everything. So refer back to all the materials that I've sent you. If you have any additional questions, please do not hesitate to contact the professor on your tour or to contact myself through email. It'll be the fastest, most efficient way. Basically, what we want to start with today is we're going to talk about flight information, smart travel, packing, etc., to help ensure that you have the best time possible in Ireland. So first things first, flight information. Guys, you need to refer to the flight information that's sent to you in your pre-trip packet. It's going to have your record locator as well as your exact flight times and flight itinerary. Go to the airline that you're flying with. Make sure that you're there 2 hours prior to departure. Build in a little bit more cushion. That way, in case anything happens, if there's traffic, if there's a car problem, any kind of emergency, make sure that you have built-in cushion to ensure that you're there 2 hours prior to departure. The last thing you want on your travel day is to be stressed out and worried that you might miss your flight, okay? So please build in that cushion, get to the airport early, relax, have a cup of coffee, have a little lunch, whatever it may be, and that way you can rest assured that you know that you're going to Ireland and you're not going to miss your flight, okay? Guys, next thing with the flight, I highly recommend that you carry your luggage on the flight with you. I know for a lot of travelers, a lot of first-time travelers especially, that might sound completely insane or completely impossible. Trust me, I travel like this every single trip. Anywhere I'm going in the world, I carry everything on with me. If you pack smart, if you pack light, if you follow our recommendations, you can do it too. So I highly recommend it for two reasons. One, by packing light and carrying your luggage on the plane, you're going to be able to hit the ground running. You're not going to have to wait in the baggage claim for your bag to come. Secondly, it's going to allow you to be more mobile around the city. You're going to be able to get on public transportation easier. You're going to be able to move up and down different stairs easier, etc. It allows you to be more mobile. And thirdly, most importantly, you know exactly where your bag is the entire time. If you check your bag on, it's possible, not probable, but definitely possible that your bag might be delayed or might not arrive at all. If you carry your luggage on the plane with you, you will know exactly where it is. All right, but only one problem with carrying on your luggage is you have a limited amount of liquids that you can bring on the plane with you, okay? So for any reason, if you have liquid medication, for example, that does not fit in the 3-ounce size, in the quart size bag that you're permitted to bring with you, then of course you can check your bag on, absolutely, without a doubt. We're going to be waiting for all of you in Dublin at the airport, so even if you do have to wait for your bag to come by, we're waiting for you. We don't leave until the entire group's there. So just you make the decision what's best for you. Either you carry it on or you check it on. I highly recommend carrying on, but if you're not permitted to, then check it on, of course. Not a problem. To give you an idea of, in the pre-trip packing list and information that's been emailed to you, you have the dimensions of the baggage that you can bring on, okay? But to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, this is a bag right here. This is a backpacking bag that I personally use for all of my travel. So this bag right here, I can easily pack 2 weeks to 1 month's worth of clothing inside this bag. It expands nicely, it has tons of compartments, and it fits within the overhead of the airplane. Now, additionally, you're permitted to bring another bag. So this is another example of a bag that you could bring. You could bring a bag like this, a saddle bag, or you could bring a small little backpack that you can put under your seat. So one goes above your head, one goes under your seat, okay? For sure, if you follow the recommendations, it's enough. This is enough bags for you, and enough space to pack for the 2-week program, without a doubt. Another thing that you're going to need during your trip is a small little day bag. Something like this, or the small little backpack that you have under your seat, is just fine. The reason that you want to have a day bag is so you don't have to crate your big bag or your rolly suitcase or whatever you're bringing. You don't have to crate that with you around the day. So you're going to have your big bag that's going to stay back at the hostel, in the locker, under your bed, nice and safe and secure. And then you're going to have your day pack, something small but can also hold all the essential items that you need. So, your city map, your guidebook, your travel journal, your camera, and most importantly, your water bottle. Stay hydrated throughout the day. These are things that you definitely need during your trip, okay? And we're going to cover the packing list in more detail here as we go on. So, as I discussed, you're going to need a duffel bag, a backpacking bag, some kind of sports bag, or whatever, or a carry-on size rolling suitcase. Please don't bring a 6-month suitcase. It's too much. You definitely overpacked. It's too big. You don't need it. Keep it light. Keep it simple. You'll thank us later. I promise you. The next thing you need is adequate versatile clothing for 2 weeks of travel. The weather's going to range between the 60s and 70s throughout the trip. Ireland's going to be beautiful in the summer. Last year we had a ton of sun, so I hope this year we have a lot of sun as well. But of course, it's so green because there's lots of rain. So if we don't get rained on while we're in Ireland, we weren't really in Ireland. So we need to make sure that you bring something, some kind of jacket that is, or a poncho if you want to, or a travel-sized umbrella, something to stay dry while you're there. But you need to bring versatile clothing for the weather ranging between 60s and 70s. Check out on the internet weather forecasts from previous years and determine what clothing would be appropriate for that. You do need some kind of little lightweight jacket or something like that. There may be days where it's cooler, so you want to have that for sure. And like I said, preferably something that's water resistant. Okay. Next thing, most importantly, for these style of trips is you need comfortable walking shoes, okay? You need comfortable, versatile shoes that you can use for most of the activities, okay? Europeans walk a lot. We're going to be walking a lot. We're there to live the local life. So on an average day, you're looking at walking somewhere between 3 to 6 miles. This is very, very normal in Europe. This is how they get around public transportation and using their feet. So if you haven't started walking yet, make it part of your routine. Make sure that you're in shape. Make sure that you can get around easily and that walking is something normal for you because we will be walking 3 to 6 miles per day and we don't want you to be in pain. Okay? The next thing that you're going to need as well is something to wear out in the evening. If you want to go out in the evening, if it's taking you out in the evening, showing the local life and the culture is very important for us. So we're going to take you out for traditional live folk music, Irish folk music, almost every night. So make sure that you have something you can change into after you've been doing your walking tours and your self-exploration throughout the day and getting hot and sweaty. You have something that you can change into for the evening. Next thing, we are staying in hostels. All the places that we stay are well-researched with excellent connections with them. They're clean, they're safe, and they offer an amazing environment that all students or all travelers should definitely take advantage of. There'll be international travelers from all over the world. We personally are staying in single-gender dormitory rooms with people from our same program. So the girls from the program will be in the same dorm. The guys from the program will be in the same dorm. So it won't be mixed gender. However, the shower facilities and things like that are communal. So they're cleaned daily. They're very clean. They're cleaned multiple times per day. But whenever you're showering in a shower that's not yours, you should wear flip-flops. It's just good practice wherever you go. So bring flip-flops with you as well for showering. And on warmer days, if you want to wear them around the city, and you'll be safe, you'll be good to go. Additionally, you need to bring a shower towel with you. I recommend bringing a quick dry shower towel. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is a quick dry shower towel. It's very thin, it's very light. It can soak up about 1 liter of water, and then you can wring it out, and then it's dry within 10 minutes. This is excellent for when we're on the move, for this style of trips, because it's thin, it's lightweight, it dries very quickly, so you're going to prevent mildew, and you won't have a stinky towel in your pack at the end of the trip. Okay? A lot of places we're staying will also rent towels to you. For €1 or €2, you can rent a towel. But it's always good to have your own towel, and make sure it's a quick, dry towel. You can get this at Academy, you can get this at Walmart, you can get this online. They're about $10, excellent value, and it packs super light. I mean, so it's not a big bulky towel. It'll save you a lot of space, and it's perfect for this type of trip. Like I said earlier, durable multi-purpose shoes. Make sure, guys, that the shoes that you bring have already been broken in. Please do not bring brand new shoes over there. Okay, we're going walking. Make sure that the shoes you're bringing have already been broken in, so that way you don't have to worry about blisters and the pain that goes with breaking in shoes. Okay? Reusable water bottle. This is the next most important thing that you need to bring. Instead of having to buy bottled water everywhere you go, get a reusable water bottle. This is one I like to use. It's collapsible. It fits in almost every location. You can fit it somewhere. It holds 1 liter of water, and so it's a great option. Or you can get just a simple Nalgene bottle or anything. Guys, all these things I'm discussing you can find at stores like Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, things like this to save you a lot of money. Don't go get expensive ones when you can get cheap ones of the same quality. Just make sure it's BPA free. BPA. You don't want the harmful toxins from the BPA in your bottles. Get one reusable. It's more eco-friendly. It's definitely more cost-effective. The water's paddable everywhere in Ireland, so you just fill it up straight out of the tap. It's great water, and you'll be able to stay hydrated throughout your trip. Okay? The next thing you need to bring is bring a combo lock, like you used in high school with your locker or anything. Bring a combo lock or a key lock. I recommend a combo because you can lose the key. The combo, you can write it down in your journal. You should be able to remember it. Okay, but bring a combo lock because everywhere we're staying, you're going to have your own locker in the room. So you can secure your bag. You can lock it up. You can get in whenever you need. So bring a combo lock also. Additionally, obviously, bring a camera. You want to be able to remember the trip. It's going to be beautiful. So bring a camera so you have all your memories. Best things for traveling, in my opinion, wet wipes, hand sanitizer, okay? Anytime you're using public transportation, it's nice to be able to use a wet wipe, put on some hand sanitizer, and dive into some local street food, wherever you're going. So they can do wonders. If you don't have time to shower right after you get off the plane, then wet wipe shower, you're good to go. Wet wipes, hand sanitizers will go a long way on your trip. Additionally, you want to consider, if you're not bringing like a rain jacket, you might want to consider bringing like a travel size umbrella. Nice and small. You can buy them for about $5, like I said, at Ross or TJ Maxx or Marshalls or any place like Target, Walmart, any place like this. You can buy them for very cheap. Make sure it's small, nice and petite, and so if there's a sudden rain shower, you forgot your rain jacket at the hostel, boom, you've got your travel size umbrella with you in your day pack. Not a problem. If you're carrying on your bag, you're going to need travel-sized toiletries. You can buy all of the little refillable bottles at Target, at Walmart, at all these stores in the travel section. So you can refill with whatever products you're bringing over, and you can have it all set in your quart-sized bag, ready to go on the carry-on. Additionally, if you don't want to bring that stuff, we can go to the convenience store right when we get there, and you can get shampoo, you can get soap, you can get toothpaste, you can get deodorant, etc. I mean, we're going to a very modern country. They have absolutely everything that we have back here in the States. They have it easy accessible. You can get anything that you need. So if you don't want to worry about bringing it over, you can go in with a couple roommates, split a shampoo bottle, split a tube of toothpaste, and do it that way. It's entirely up to you. You make the decision. The next thing you're going to need is a few small trash can size liner bags, okay? I'm not talking about the big hefty bags, but I'm talking about the little white plastic bags, okay? These are excellent for separating dirty clothes from clean clothes and wet clothes from dry clothes, okay? So bring a couple of those, you'll be good to go. Additionally, you might consider bringing a few gallon-sized Ziploc bags. They're good for just organization in your bag. And additionally, if there's a sudden rain shower that might soak you all the way through, you know that your electronics that are in your day pack are nice and safe. They're 100% dry. So a couple of gallon-sized Ziploc bags can really go a long way. Very, very important, guys. You need to make sure that you bring multiple copies. They can be black and white. They don't need to be colored. Bring multiple copies of your passport. Okay? Very important. Bring copies of your passport. The reason is, you might misplace your passport. You might lose your passport. Your passport might go missing. You have to have copies of it to help expedite the process when we go to the embassy, okay? We're going to go to the embassy. We're going to show them your old passport. They're going to issue you an express one. It's going to cost probably $100 to $200 to get it done that quickly, but we'll know that you're going home. First, most importantly, don't lose your passport. Always know where it is. Always make sure it's somewhere safe. But in the case that you do lose it, make sure you have the backup. and you have your black and white copies of your passport, so that way we can get it all taken care of and we can continue on with the program. For the students that are current students, if you're a current student, please bring your school ID. It's going to allow you to save a ton of money on additional activities that you might want to do that aren't included in the program. Additionally, you can even receive discounts on meals and on drinks at pubs and stuff. So bring your school ID if you're a current student. If you're not a student and you're just joining this program as an independent traveler and you're not in school, you're not registered, don't worry, you don't need to bring it. But if you are a student, please bring your ID. It will save you a lot of money. The next most important thing, guys, is electricity, okay? They use a different voltage than we do. They use 220. So we have 110, 120. They use 220. This means that if you plug your device into the wall in Ireland and you don't have a built-in converter, you're going to have a very expensive fireworks show. You're going to fry your device. You're probably going to knock out the power in the building, and then it's just going to be a mess. So 2 things that you need to make sure that you have. 1, you need an adapter. Okay, this is, no matter what, you will need an adapter. They have a different style of plug. There's a nice photo of it with instructions inside of the information I've sent you. They have a different style of plug. So first of all, your electrical your electrical charger or whatever you have isn't going to plug into their socket. Okay, you need the adapter. By putting their adapter on there, you'll be able to plug it in. Okay, so that's good. We've gotten past that. But the next thing is, if your device doesn't have a built-in converter, you're going to fry it. So you need to look at all of your electronic devices. Most modern electronic devices nowadays have a built-in converter. But you need to double check and make sure that it says it can handle 100 to 240, okay? Make sure that it says 100 to 240, and it says it on the charger, okay, on the device. Make sure it says that. If it doesn't say that, then you're going to need a converter, okay? You can buy an all-in-one. Show what I'm talking about here. You can buy a little all-in-one converter like this. This costs about $15 to $20. You can buy it at Target. You can buy it at Walmart, all the stores, Radio Shack, all the stores I mentioned, Best Buy, whatever you want. Or you can order online. The good thing about one of these is that it has all of the adapters for the entire world, and it has the built-in converter. Okay, so it's a 2-in-1, plus you have all of the other components. And I know that after this experience you have with us, you're going to continue to travel worldwide. So it's a good investment for anywhere between $10 to $20. Consider getting it. Also, there's a picture of this device and with the name inside of the information that you're receiving. Okay, travel checklist, guys. A few very important things. Money. What kind of money are we going to be using while we're in Ireland? We're going to be using the euro, okay? Right now is the best time since the beginning of the euro, since the existence of the euro currency. Now is the best time to travel in Europe. The dollar and the euro have never been so close. So you guys are going to get excellent value for your dollar while you're in Europe. Please, this is very, very, very important. Please do not bring U.S. cash to Ireland in hopes of converting it and all this. Yes, you can do that, but you're wasting money. They charge high commission fees. They charge high fees for high conversion rates, and you're losing money. Additionally, by bringing all of your spending money in cash over with you, you're putting yourself at risk for a pickpocket. You're putting yourself at risk for misplacing your money and then being stranded, and then additionally just losing a lot of money. So please, please, please do not do that. The safest, the smartest way to manage your money while you're abroad is to put your money into your checking account or your savings account or whatever that you have with your bank and get a debit card. Use the debit card at the local ATMs. It costs anywhere between $3 to $5 per transaction. So you want to get a substantial amount. You don't want to get 10 euro or 20 euro. You want to get 80 euro or 100 euro, something that's going to last you for a few days, and withdraw that money directly from the local ATM in local euro currency. It's the fastest, it's the easiest, it's the smartest way to manage your money while you're abroad, okay? I always recommend having a backup card just in case your card gets damaged or the ATM eats it or you misplace it, okay? So either 2 debit cards or 1 debit card and 1 credit card, okay? You're going to need this throughout. Electronics, Wi-Fi, these kind of things. What should I bring with me on this trip? Number 1 rule, smartest thing to do is when you're packing, decide to yourself, say, okay, if I lose this item on my trip, is it going to put a damper on my trip? If the answer is yes, don't bring it. You don't need it, okay? Laptops and things like this, guys, don't bring them. They're big, they're bulky, you don't need them. A lot of the places we're staying have communal computers that you can use. Additionally, there's internet cafes in every city that we're visiting that you can use the internet, you can use the computers for very cheap. On top of that, if you have a smartphone or a little tablet or something like this, we have Wi-Fi everywhere we're staying. Free Wi-Fi, strong, fast Wi-Fi in most places. Some days, of course, it might not work for some reason if they're having to fix the system, things like this. But the majority of the time, there's strong Wi-Fi that you have access to for free. So if you have a smartphone, I highly recommend bringing your smartphone opposed to a big bulky laptop. Okay. Reasons why smartphones are good for travel: you have your videos, you have your photos, you have a calculator, you have Wi-Fi access, you have an alarm clock. So, I mean, it's all built into one. It can really save you a lot of space. And, yeah, just any kind of electronics, things like this, guys, keep it to a minimum, okay? We're going to Ireland to be 100% in Ireland. We don't need to be distracted constantly by internet and Wi-Fi and things like this. Of course, I know you need to check in with your loved ones. You need to check in with your family. You need to update your statuses and all that. Of course, everyone wants to do that. So, not a problem. You're going to have Wi-Fi all the time. But just keep in mind, keep it to a minimum, whatever electronics that you bring, okay? Traveler's insurance. If you're interested in getting an additional traveler's insurance plan that covers health, that covers baggage loss, that covers trip cancellation in the case you become ill right before the program, or a loved one becomes ill and you can't travel because you need to be with them, then there's an excellent policy through World Nomads. It's in the information I'm sending you. Typical policy is around $60 for a 2-week trip, and it covers a ton of things. So if you're interested in something like that, you can go directly through them and organize that yourself. They have global healthcare in Ireland, so in the case you do become ill, we need to go to the clinic, there's some kind of emergency, we can take you to the clinic, have you taken care of. Typically, it's free of charge. At the end of the session, they're going to ask you, very politely, by any chance do you have an insurance card? You can provide them your insurance card from the States, and they can send the bill to them. Keep in mind that the bill is going to be extremely low compared to what it is in the States. Okay, healthcare in general, global healthcare around the world, Ireland, especially where we're going, is very, very affordable. So in the case that something happens and you need to be taken care of, you'll be taken care of. It'll be either free of charge or extremely affordable. But if you do want a more all-inclusive plan that covers, like I said, trip cancellation, baggage loss, these kind of things, then go through the World Nomads plan. It's the best value for sure. So back to the pre-trip travel checklist. Okay, you need to make sure that you've completed the Sign Up Now form on OklahomaStudyAbroad.com. All of you have already done that because you're receiving this video and this email. The next thing, you need to make sure that you've sent a photocopy or scanned copy in the email thread that I sent you for your medical form, okay? We need all of that in case of emergency. We have your information. We can advise the doctors accordingly. Passport, obviously, you're not going to be able to leave the country without your passport. If you haven't applied for your passport, do it ASAP. It takes 4 weeks to do it at a minimum, so make sure that your passport is taken care of. Very important, guys. You need to notify your bank that you're going to be out of the country from July 16th to 29th. Let them know that you're going to be out of the country. Let them know that you're going to be in Ireland, so that way they can make a note on your card and they will not freeze your account when you're making foreign transactions. Many times banks will do that because they think it's fraud, but that can be a hassle on your trip because all of a sudden your debit card doesn't work or your credit card's been blocked or whatever. Let them know in advance so that way you don't have to worry about that. Make sure you call them, make sure you remind them, and just confirm that they put the note on your account, okay? Guys, you need adequate spending money for the trip. You have a lot of activities already included, you have a lot of meals already included. but you do need to bring adequate spending money. The average price of like a pub meal, a large plate of food that could probably feed 2 people, is around 10 euros. So $10, $11 for a big dinner, okay? During the day, we're going to show you places where you can get great street food on the cheap. During the day, I recommend like getting sandwich, €3, €4, something like this, and then saving your larger meals for the evening instead of going and having big meals during lunch. But absolutely, that's entirely up to you. Everyone's on their own personal budget. But I recommend bringing somewhere between $300 to $500. You can do it for cheaper, but just to be safe, somewhere around $300 to $500 to cover anything that additional that you might want to do. If there's additional day trips you might want to go on, souvenir shopping, these kind of things. Whatever money you want to bring, make sure that it's in your proper accounts of the debit cards that you brought. Okay. If you're taking this trip for credit and through the college or the university, make sure that you have all of the trip materials from the professor. Okay, the professor chaperone. Additionally, guys, make sure that your bags are packed within the airline regulations. Okay, that's included in the email. If you're carrying on your bag, make sure your bags are within those airline regulations, so you don't have any delays where they have to check your bag on now because it's too big for the carry-on. Okay. Guys, please pack light, follow the recommendations. They'll definitely come in handy. Go back through this video, review it a few times. I apologize if I've repeated things multiple times, but over the years we've started to realize what needs to be repeated, okay? And so we appreciate your flexibility. Provide your loved ones the Ireland contact information. That's all listed, where we're going to be staying, the dates we're going to be staying there. Provide them that information. Additionally, they have my number, the 405 number. They can reach me on that whenever I have Wi-Fi or if I have a data plan while I'm in Ireland. I'll be notified immediately and we'll contact them back. Please, only in the case of emergencies, guys. Quickly, I want to run through the itinerary with you guys to give you an idea of what to expect, what you're in for, and all the great things and all the fun that we're going to be having, okay? I'm going to go through it very quickly. I know you have a lot to do. Additionally, just refer back to the itinerary. You have the electronic copy. I do want you to start exploring the places that we're going to be visiting. Do a little pre-trip research. Find out about the places. It will definitely increase your appreciation of the locations we're visiting, the history, etc. So go through it, check out the photos, and you'll definitely start getting more excited for the trip. So July 16th, you're going to fly out. It's going to be an overnight flight. You're going to arrive on July 17th in Dublin. We're going to be waiting for you at the airport. We'll greet you. We'll go get checked into Isaac's hostel. We'll relax, refresh. You guys will have time to take some showers, brush your teeth, do whatever you need to do. Guys, the first day is going to be very relaxed, okay? We know that you've been up all night, that you probably didn't sleep, and at some points throughout the day, you're going to be up, at that point, you've been up for 24 hours or possibly 30 hours. So there will not be any in-depth historical walking tours or museum visits, etc. on the first day. The first day is kind of an orientation day. Get comfortable with the city, get kind of in the vibe of the city, get into the flow of the city, learn how to navigate the city, get to and from the place we're staying, and just kind of get comfortable with your new surroundings. So after you relax, refresh, we're going to get you fed. We know you're starving. We'll go have a nice lunch. We'll have a nice leisurely walk through the city. Your first moments in Dublin, we'll go sit in a park. We'll relax. We'll eat the food, and then yeah, we're gonna start kind of giving you a general introductions and kind of program orientation, but on ground while we're there. Additionally, we'll be going to ATMs and getting local currency and all this kind of stuff. That evening, we're going to have our first included, our welcome dinner. So we'll go to a nice restaurant. You guys pick what you like off the menu, and you have a proper Irish traditional meal, okay? That night, we'll probably go to bed early because you guys at that point have been up for 30, 35 hours. So you go to bed early, or if you want, we'll take you to listen to a little bit of traditional Irish music. The next day, July 18th, we're going to start in the morning. Typically, we're going to have breakfast, guys, around 8 a.m., between 8 and 9, and then we're out the door at 9 to begin the day. Most days are structured as we'll do something educational and cultural in the morning until about lunchtime. Afternoon, free time with optional activities with the staff, time for you to have cultural immersion. we're there for you, so we'll give you lots of different options. You can join us, or you can go do your own thing. That self-exploration aspect of the program and that free time is essential for all travelers. You know what's of most interest for you. You need to have that time to get lost in the city, to explore the city, and to really discover the city through your own eyes. So every day, half the day typically will be something educational and cultural and also fun. And then the other half of the day will be time for you to go explore on your own. In the evenings, we get together, we'll have a couple activities, and then, again, optional activities. If you want to go to if you want to go see traditional live music, you come with us. If you want to go do your own thing, you go do your own thing. It's entirely up to you. Okay? So the first day on July 18th, we're going to have our general Dublin walking tour. It consists of about 3 hours. You can go to Trinity College. You're going to go to Dublin Castle. You're going to see the Book of Kells in Trinity College. You're going to go to Christ Church. You're going to go to Temple Bar. You're going to see all of the iconic Dublin sites, the history, the most important sites. And it's a good 3-hour tour, kind of the most important general things in Dublin that you should definitely know. The guides are awesome. Our local guides are very, very, very intelligent. They're also extremely funny, and they're great storytellers. So it's not going to be a boring lecture. They're going to bring the city to life for you. Like I said, afternoon, free time. Do whatever you like. Evening, we're going to get together. We're going to have an evening of food, folklore, and some Irish mythology, a little bit of music, and it's just going to be a very nice traditional evening, kind of another welcome to Ireland. The next day, we're going to be going to Howth. Howth is about 30 minutes north of Dublin. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a nice harbor town. We're going to spend the day in Howth, kind of walking along the cliff sides, exploring the countryside, and seeing Dublin through a different light. It's going to be a great day out. You'll love it for sure. Afternoon, we're probably going to go see some traditional music while we're in Howth, maybe a little dance session, and then that evening you can come back from Howth whenever you like. We have multiple guides, so one guide can go earlier, the next guy can come a little bit later. For the next day, there'll be your free day in Dublin. So that day, if you want to go to the Guinness Brewery House, if you just want to explore the city, if you want to go to the Jameson Distillery, if you want to go to the Dublin Zoo, if you want to go see the Famine Ships, whatever you might want to do that day, that's your day just to be 100% completely free and explore Dublin. We're there for you, so if you need recommendations, we have a ton of them. That evening, we're going to go on the literary pub tour. And it's hosted by professional actors. They're absolutely hysterical. They're very informative. It focuses on Irish literature, the famous authors that were based in Dublin, also international authors who were based in Dublin. And they take you around a pub tour where these authors used to hang out, eat, drink, and work. This pub tour is not so much about drinking. It's more about the literature and things like this. But you will have the opportunity to have a pint or two in between the storytelling. The next day, guys, we have an excursion to Glendalough, Kilkenny, and the Wicklow Mountains. So this will be a bus tour, but with lots of time off the bus to explore the different sites. We're getting out into some of the most pristine Irish nature. So where famous movies like Braveheart were filmed. It was actually filmed in Ireland, not in Scotland. But yeah, the Wicklow Mountains are gorgeous. Glendalough Abbey from the 6th century. Very, very beautiful. Lots of beautiful lochs and lakes all around it. Just amazing nature. The things that you've seen in the movies, the things that you have in your mind of what Ireland looks like, this is the day where you're really going to experience the nature, the history, and the culture. It's a very informative, it's a very fun day, and it'll just fly by. We'll return back in the evening around 5 p.m., completely satisfied. Again, that evening, if you're up for it, we'll go for some traditional Irish folk music. The next day in the morning, we're going to head to Cork, only about 2 hours, just directly southwest of Dublin. When we get to Cork, we'll get checked in, we'll relax, we'll refresh, we'll do a little orientation walk around Cork, and then we'll have a nice welcome dinner in Cork, and that evening, of course, traditional Irish music. The next day, we're going to go visit the Blarney Castle. Blarney Castle is only 20 minutes away from Cork, just directly to the west. So we'll take the bus out to Blarney. We'll have plenty of time to explore Blarney. You can kiss the stone. You can bend over backwards. You can just have a great time seeing a beautiful castle, a very important castle, and yeah, it's going to be beautiful. After Blarney, we're going to continue heading west to Killarney National Park, little town of Killarney. Killarney's absolutely gorgeous, guys. Very, very beautiful lake, nice castle in the middle, Ross Castle, lots of bike trails, nice rolling hills, mountain, the Torque waterfall. We're going to get to Killarney, we're going to get acquainted with the city, we're going to have another meal in Killarney, and then the next day while we're in Killarney, you're going to have a free time in the national park. So if you want to rent bicycles, we'll rent bicycles, we'll ride the pass, we'll go up Torque Mountain, the Torque waterfall. If you want something a little bit more leisurely and you want to stroll along the lake, walk the footpaths and all that, you can do that. If you want to go on a horse carriage and be taken around the national park that way, there's options for that. If you just want to explore the city center, then you can do that as well. That's a free day in Killarney to do whatever you like to do. We're there for you, so we'll make sure that you are definitely occupied and having a good time. We'll spend in total 2 nights in Killarney, and then we're going to head northwest, and we're going to Galway. Galway is probably the cultural capital of Ireland. It's a very bohemian city. It's filled with art. It's very artistic. It has on a normal day, on one street, there might be anywhere from 5 to a dozen buskers, different musicians, different types of music, just playing in the streets for donations. Galway is very small, but it has a ton of life to it. It's essential to every Ireland itinerary, and we know that you're going to love it. So when we arrive in Galway, again, we're going to do an orientation walk, a little bit of history of the city, get you comfortable with the surrounding areas, and then in the evening, we're going to go for a nice fish and chips, traditional Irish fish and chips meal. We'll go eat out on the pier, out on the harbor, and just enjoy the nature and the beauty of Galway. The next day, while we're in Galway, we're going to do a day tour to the Cliffs of Moher. Cliffs of Moher is typically on the top of everyone's list when they go visit Ireland. We're going to spend about 2.5 hours at the Cliffs of Moher, but along the way, while we're going in the bus, we're going to stop at a lot of very important sites. We're going to visit a passage tomb that's over 6,000 years old. We're going to visit a few castles, a few abbeys. We're going to see some Irish high crosses. It's going to be a jam-packed day full of information, culture, history, and lots of scenic beauty. When we come back from the Cliffs of Moher that evening, free time, optional activities, explore Galway to the fullest. And of course, some Irish traditional music. The next days, you're absolutely free to explore Galway exactly as you wish. So you can go down to the beaches, which are very beautiful. The water's gorgeous. It is very, very cold. But if you're brave enough, if you're up for it, bring some swim trunks, go for a dip. You're in Ireland, so why not? That day you might want to rent bicycles, cruise around town. You might want to go see some abandoned castles just outside of town. You might just want to hang out in Galway and hop around from pub or cafe and listen to the music and kind of do some souvenir shopping and just take into the city. This day is for you to do whatever you want to do, whatever's the most important for you. That evening, again, optional activities, do whatever you like to do. The next day, guys, in the morning, we're going to head back to Dublin. 3-hour drive from coast to coast. Ireland's very small. So from Galway to Dublin, it's about 3 hours. We'll arrive in Dublin around noon. We'll get checked in, relax, refresh. And then this is your last full day, afternoon, evening, to tick whatever you had on your list to do in Dublin, to tick it off, and to just to explore the city one last day. So that evening we'll get together, we'll have our farewell dinner, we'll have the program closing, we'll have our final delicious Irish meal together, and this is kind of the last opportunity to hang out with friends, say goodbye, and share contact information, photos, etc., and just kind of enjoy being with the group and the travel family that's developed over the 2 weeks of travel. That evening, go to bed. Next morning, July 29th, we'll go directly to we'll have breakfast, and then we'll go to the airport in the morning. We'll say goodbye, and then you'll head back to the States. So guys, that's a condensed version of the itinerary. There's so much more that you'll discover when you actually dive into the itinerary. But I do encourage you to read up on the locations we're visiting, explore the places, and just get excited. We're going to have an absolutely incredible time, and I look forward to traveling with all of you. If there's anything I didn't cover, if there's anything that's unclear, please send me an email, and we'll get it taken care of for you. I look forward to traveling with all of you. See you soon.